the edge of sobriety. Maybe it's not meant to be given up so easily. We out here with another reflection on the Daily Vedantic. Today's reflection is on the edge of sobriety. And this is something that in our modern society is something that we run away from. That's why we use the phrases like take the edge off. But I want to offer another perspective. We equal parts encourage people to take the edge off. And yet at the same time, we tell people, if you're going to look at anything, it's best to look at it with a sober point of view, not to be intoxicated, not to indulge or this or that before making a big decision, to make a sober decision. But with that sobriety comes that edge, that uncomfortable edge. It's 5 p.m., maybe that edge becomes too much and a drink or two softens it. But the additional perspective I want to offer is that that edge is the point of sobriety. Whatever sensitivity you have in the sober state for a certain feeling, a certain emotion, maybe it's not something to run away from, to escape, but it's something that needs to be felt. And escaping into that glass or that binging of the TV show, escaping, maybe that's like trying to paddle away from the big wave, big set that's coming your way. And anyone that surfs knows you actually paradoxically paddle towards the wave. Paddling away from it, that's how you get caught inside, and it just detonates on your head. And counterintuitively, by paddling towards the wave, if you see a massive wave coming your way, you paddle towards it. And the nature of that energy just takes you right over it, versus getting smashed because you see a big wave coming and your instinct is to paddle away from it, to try to escape. Maybe that feeling, that edge, needs to be felt. Maybe going towards it, reflecting on it, saying, I actually am okay with spending a few hours in this place to reflect on why am I feeling this way, instead of masking it, suppressing it, instead of trying to escape from it. Sitting with it so that it can refine us. Yeah, it's sharp, but we want our tools to be sharp, so that it can refine in us what needs to be refined. And if we try to escape, maybe it just gets much larger, much more catastrophic, especially escaping again and again and again. The edge of sobriety also allows us, when we know how to use it, to cut through whatever is before us that needs to be cut through. To solve whatever problem needs to be solved. That sensitivity to feel it, to become comfortable, to be able to wield that edge of sobriety. Not something to escape from, but a really powerful tool to cut through any problem, to cut through the problem, the illusion, the misperceptions we might have, that sobriety, that clarity, that is the point of clarity. To cut through the fog, the noise, any metaphor can apply. but to cut through it and to see clearly. The edge refines us, and it refines our clarity and ability to see what's really happening. And it is natural for that edge to feel like it is something to escape from. That is cliches, to want to soften, take that edge off. But maybe sitting with it, that comfort with it, allows you to master it, to wield its power, and not try to escape what's before us, but to cut right through it. And the sharper it is, the swifter it is to cut right through whatever is in front of us. So don't dull that edge. No matter how uncomfortable it might feel and how seemingly better it would be to paddle away from the wave, to mask how we're feeling, to escape a drink or another sensation at our fingertips, to drown ourselves in social media, to eat 3 bars of chocolate. Not only are we dulling perhaps the most important tool we've got, we also might be making that whole problem a whole lot worse, like trying to paddle away from the wave. But third, and perhaps most importantly, that edge, the sharper it is and the more we know how to wield it, not only can we cut through anything in front of us, but it might end up being the most important tool we've got. That edge. The edge of sobriety. Maybe it's not meant to be given up so easily. Maybe we give up a whole lot when we give up that edge, when we choose to dull it. Maybe that sensitivity to what you're feeling has a whole lot of signal to it. It should be felt fully, so that it can be understood instead of shoved under the carpet. That is today's reflection on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time. Okay, that one might be tough to stitch together. Please make it as coherent as possible with what I gave you. Apologies that it wasn't super clear, but hopefully you guys can make it really seamless, because this is a bit of a poetic one, but hopefully you can make it seamless and make it sound really strong instead of like, if I repeated myself a few too many times. Hopefully you can make it as poetic and beautiful as the point can be. Thank you all for everything you do, by the way. Enjoy the day.